Thank you. Before we get the next member, allow me to recognize in the speakers gallery this afternoon learners and teachers from Ikuda Boys Senior School from Kitui South, Kitui County. Welcome to the House of Parliament, to this House of Parliament as you observe our proceedings. Honorable members, join me in welcoming them to the House. The next speaker will be the member, Honorable Irene Mayaka, nominated member. On in the next one, Millie, the Minority Whip.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. Madam Speaker, I wish, first of all, to recognize the presence of a student in the House, especially the young girls in the House. And I want to tell you that if you actually look down here, you can see very many women in the House. And not the bad girls, them they are good girls, I'm the only bad one. Madam Speaker, and we just want to encourage them that they know that they can make it. When we were growing up, some of us, if you came into Parliament, there would only be 1 or 2 women. So it's actually an amazing thing that now you can see women in the House, and it's something to give you hope that you can get here. Madam Speaker, I just want to say that I want to agree with the Honourable Member that the issue of conservation of our rivers and preservation of our rivers is a very big issue. And Madam Speaker, I know that as a House, we put in a lot of money towards conservation and cleaning and reservation. And Madam Speaker, sometimes I wonder what or where the money goes to. Because, and even for the people who are supposed to ensure that there is no pollution, the agencies, we have more than one agency that does this work. Perhaps one of the things that we need to do is to reduce these agencies so that we don't have duplicity, because then you don't have anybody to hold accountable. Madam Speaker, even if you don't even need to go to Athi River, just walk even within Nairobi River itself. Madam Speaker, I know a friend of mine who bought a house right next to Nairobi River and actually been forced to sell it at a throwaway price because of the smell of Nairobi River. Yet if you look at this house, the amount of money that we put every financial year towards regeneration of Nairobi River, it's an embarrassment, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I know tomorrow we'll be talking, so I don't want to preempt debate, but we'll be talking about the issues of concern that have emanated from the oversight role of the Senate. And I want to say, Madam Speaker, that even if you look at even our own oversight role, and as Parliament we try to do well, but Madam Speaker, the issue of corruption actually then stops us from realizing what we need to get as a House. We hear the anti-corruption agency speaking now and again, threatening. But why can't we see prosecution, especially in issues of corruption, serious issues of corruption? I mean, we want to treat people with kid gloves over issues that are actually bringing this country down. So, Madam Speaker, as a person with an environmental law background, I want to say that it is indeed embarrassing and it is a shame what we are doing. And sometimes I even ask myself, what more can we do as a House? If we are expected to put in money, we are putting money. If we are expected to oversight, we have oversighted. And sometimes agencies outside the House are the ones that are failing us. And I think maybe Parliament needs to have stronger and sharper teeth and make recommendations sometimes that would even require that we terminate services of people who are not performing if the executive is not brave enough to terminate people where they are not performing their tasks. Otherwise, Madam Speaker, with those few remarks, I support.
Thank you. Next speaker on this will be the Honorable Deputy Speaker, Honorable Boss.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity to lend my voice to this very important public petition. But even as we speak about it, it should not have taken a member of the public to bring a petition relating to pollution of Athi River. Because we are not just talking about Athi River alone. All our water bodies across the country are in danger. What we should actually be asking is asking the National Environment Management Authority. We should be asking the Public Complaints Committee on Environment to take action against the polluters. Right now, we already have regulations and polluters are now paying. Any company that is involved with any form of pollution is required to put deposits of certain amounts of money. And that money can be used to help clean up our rivers, but also to be able to have testing, constant testing, to check the levels of pollution in our rivers and also the level of chemicals in our rivers. But our rivers are not safe if we continue to use certain harmful chemicals and pesticides in our farms, because whatever is used to spray in the farmlands eventually will be washed away into the water bodies. And it will eventually make its way to our livestock, to our food, and continues to endanger our health. So this should be a situation where the Public Petitions Committee, I do hope that they did summon the National Environmental Management Authority and the Cabinet Secretary for Environment so that they can give us a full raft of measures that they are taking to ensure that they prevent pollution of not just Athi River, but all rivers and other water bodies in the country, and have a robust system of ensuring that there is constant checking on this. And with that, Honorable Speaker, I support the adoption of the report. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Very well. Honorable Shakil.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, to allow me this few minutes. Madam Speaker, I'm the Member of Parliament of Kisumu East. Our lake has 20 times the PD level that is required, 20 times. Our efforts to get the Ministry of Environment in efforts to stop the pollution by industries has gone nowhere. There is no fish in Lake Victoria, where when as a child, I used to be able to fish, and you had to put your rod in, and about 5 minutes you got a fish. Nowadays, there is no such fish. Particularly, Madam Chair, the problems also recur from the rivers that are feeding Lake Victoria, Namasaria and Kibos. The situation of Kibos River is so dire, same as with Namasaria, that even the cattle no longer drink from there. It smells, and it is totally it cannot be, even animals were not drinking from that water. So my constituents are suffering, the animals are dying, yet pollution continues to take place. The industries and the housing, the developments on that river, there is one on the Namasaria Bridge that sends raw sewage into the river. There are some industries that are also doing this. And I feel that it is very important that I give my comments at the same time as the one for Nairobi River. Our rivers in Kisumu East and Kisumu County are in terrible shape, and so is our lake, and it will affect us all. And I remember former president, the late President Moi, telling me at one time that he saw a report that in 30 or 50 years, we are not going to have a lake. We are going to have a big sewer in Lake Victoria. So we need the Ministry of Environment to pick up their efforts, and we start in the revitalization of the river, Kibos, Namasaria, and Lake Victoria. Thank you very much for your time, Madam Speaker.